Hey everybody, Adam Savage here, and earlier this year I got to embed on the set of one of my favorite shows, Silo, during its second season production for Apple TV+. And in the coming weeks, Tested is going to take you behind the scenes. We're going to meet the artists, craftspeople, costumers, and prop makers and set builders, the folks building out the incredible world of Silo. Let's dive in. Sally, I'm looking at a whole different palette here.
I know.
What's going on? This is 17, Silo 17.
This is Silo 17. This is what we're going to see in season 2.
What is different? It's a whole different philosophy.
Yes.
Okay, how is it different?
In 17, they follow the rules a bit more, and they're wearing the clothing that denotes their role or their job.
Oh.
As they do in the books. So in Silo 18, we didn't follow that quite so much. We did have some people wearing a coloured coverall, which denoted their role, but only a few, like sort of maintenance. The suit techs obviously were in white, but otherwise most people just wore whatever they wanted. So in this Silo, we've tried to sort of adhere to the books in some way, in that we've put the farmers in green, we've put the people that work in the markets in brown, those kind of things. So I
had no idea.
Yeah.
So each of these delineates a different position within the silo.
And on some of them we've done a kind of slightly hand done sort of which tells you the department that they're working for. So that's construction.
Now, is this somebody painstakingly doing this, or were you able to program an embroidery machine to look like it was hand done?
Some of these have been done on a domestic machine. So on a domestic sewing machine with an embroidery ring by hand.
Right.
But some of them we have had a professional embroiderer do as well. So it's a bit of a mixture.
And I'm looking at the layout of these, and it's like you've got them set up by a shop, like a shop with sizes.
Yes, that's right. That's what happens when we get the supporting artists come in for a fitting. We get their measurements and we sort of choose a garment to fit them. We make sure it suits them and all the rest of it. And and then they end up. The rail behind has got the costumes actually for each individual supporting artist with their footwear and everything all ready to go on the shoot day, so that we...
So at the beginning, you're just assembling pieces of many different sizes.
That's right.
Before you've started to dress singular costumes for performers.
That's correct, yes.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
And then they come in and you layer onto them, hand make, and all of that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's completely, obviously, different process for the principal actors. That's for Charlotte. She works very closely with the actors, and it depends on the character and the actor themselves, the fabrics that she chooses and that kind of thing. Whereas with the supporting artists, it's much more a case of painting with a broader brush. And so we've got, different colours for different characters. We might have our crowd second will sort of say to us, we want these particular essays to be this character, so we have a bit of a heads up as to what the characters are that we should be dressing them as. So,
but I'm also seeing what feels like an acre of clothes back here. Logistically, how many costumes did you have to provide for scenes?
I wish I could tell you exact figures.
But
it's thousands. Yeah, yeah. I think at one point we probably had about 2,500 costumes fitted, with the essays on a database who could then be pulled in for whichever scene they were required for. So that basically you'll not see, when you're in the silo, there are 140 floors. You have to make sure that you have the right citizens for the floor that you're on. Right. So
you know where you are visually as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So but for Silo 17, for this particular season, without giving too much away, they are all together. So they're rising up. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. So basically all the colours will be together. Everyone is...
a calico, as it were.
Yes, a mix.
I'm curious about the logistics of dressing a couple of thousand people. Yeah. Do you show up 3 days before the shoot and everyone just stays in their clothing?
Yeah. So we've never had more than 300 essays in for one particular day.
Okay.
On this particular one, we haven't had more than 200. So
that's
why we fit everyone in advance, so that the dressing call shouldn't be more than sort of 3 hours. So if we're called at 8 or 9, we come in at 6 or something like that. And everyone's costume is ready, it's lined up, it's prepared, and so they just walk in. We help them dress.
Okay.
We check them before they go in front of camera. That's how it works.
It's just a gargantuan amount of work.
It is. Joe is our supervisor, and he just runs the whole thing like a very tight ship. We have extra staff come in and help us on the big days when we've got lots of people to dress. And we have our fitters who are full-time, James, Flora and Daisy, and they basically help fit the costumes so that we can get through 20 or 30 fittings a day.
And we're talking, they're not just putting pieces of cloth on actors and extras, they're designing, they're telling the story while they're doing this.
Absolutely, it's a real skill, fitting, because somebody will walk into a room and you've got to sort of gauge what kind of character you think they are and what they can do, basically, according to their shape and how they move and all that sort of thing. And then you'll dress to face. As a designer I once worked for, Julie Weiss, a very great designer, said to me, dress to face. You gauge the character and then you dress accordingly, and hopefully it works.
So there's always this moment where you step back and kind of...
and you go, yeah.
And maybe you need a belt, and you need a...
Yeah, and you'll accessorise and you'll, make sure it
sounds
works
like a
for the
lot of
person.
fun, too.
It's incredibly fun. I love it. I'm so lucky. It's such a great job.
So 200 actors all wearing your costumes all in one room. That must be kind of intoxicating to witness.
The best. It really is. And when you step onto set, I often do that thing of trying to sort of see the scene without any blue screen, giving away the tricks of the trade again, but any crew or cameras or anything, and just try and immerse myself in the world. And if you're able to do that, it's a really magical feeling, because you can sort of pretend you're right there. Hi, Darren.
Oh, hi, Adam.
A pleasure, sir. I
Wow.
gravitated over here towards the leather work. Tell me what you're working on over here.
So at the moment, we make all like the armor and accessories. For,
Armor. There's armor in
there's
this
armor.
one.
So we have like an assault team. So I won't tell you too much, but
And
are
this is homemade armor.
homemade armor. So they basically been scrabbling together whatever they can get just to protect themselves for this one big scene.
And is the armor, what I'm seeing here is kind of like a sort of a stud armor plate sort of system?
Charlotte gives us the designs, and then we have to take basically use what we think they would have available to them, and bash it together.
Now I'm looking at what look like metal plates, but I'm gathering these are leather?
Leather.
You're using leather both as leather and as metal.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Because if we had a real metal, obviously you've got stuntmen rolling about and stuff.
Absolutely.
And it just, it's dangerous.
But this looks like it's been hammered together.
Yes, pretty much it has.
It's
treated.
Oh, right.
It's like wet worked and then treated and hammered and textured and then sprayed up and
well, and the veg
various
tan
processes.
molds really
It's-
nicely once you get it wet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, super cool.
And then once it dries out, it hardens to whatever shape you've set it to.
I'm always feels like a magic trick. I always expect it to buckle while it's drying, but this looks totally like hammered metal. It's really beautiful.
No, it's a great material to work with. It's so versatile.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's soft, and so the actors can roll around and do their stunts and not hurt themselves. So.
And you're also manufacturing the bags and stuff like that.
Bags and accessories.
Oh, wow. Can we look at some of the stuff over here?
Yes, let's. So this is some of the final guys for the assault team.
That's fun.
Basically. Like I say, they would just scrabble around
right.
whatever they can find. But
that'll stop a blade from coming in.
It would help.
That's so neat.
Like we're wandering around, we'll find a bit of like rivets or washers in the ground and think, oh, I'll pick that up, use a load of them.
Oh, so you're
and
absolutely...
Oh, yeah, living it.
That's great. Do you also like put some of this on and see how it moves and see how it feels to?
Yeah, totally. And then we have to adjust it. Maybe you do it on the mannequin or from the design to start with, and then put it on. It doesn't feel quite right. So we have to adjust it and maybe add bits. But it's like a work in progress, which is what they would do as well.
Right,
so therefore
right.
it works. It looks more believable than.
But that doesn't necessarily make your job easier.
No, but it makes it more fun.
Right, sure. And are you doing all the weathering on this, or are you doing some of the weathering?
do
The
it up-
breakdown team is doing some other.
We do it up to a certain point, you know,
Okay.
because it's easier as you're making it to like roll the leather and
Right.
crush it up and add leather balm and stuff to soften it and make it run a sander over it, make it look like it's been through the wars. But then it'll go to breakdown and they'll bring it all together as an outfit and add the dust and.
And this is
tears.
more armor here on the racks here.
Yes, this is all again, lots more. It's been such fun to work on.
Oh, look at that.
This. Again, we found those outside.
Yeah, it's like you can't beat that natural weathering. Oh man.
Yeah, and we've had such fun just like experimenting with again, because the brief was whatever these guys find, they would utilize to the best of their ability. So we've just been finding stuff and utilizing it to the best of our ability.
Well, I mean, also you've got the makings of a glam rock or like a grunge rock metal band here.
Absolutely.
Really, really lovely. Oh man, dude, this is like I want to go to battle in this.
Okay, you look ready for battle in that.
I have heard that there's a possibility you guys would be willing to put a costume on me.
Absolutely, if you'd
Really?
like to.
Okay, because I'm absolutely a down deeper mechanical.
Okay,
in
cool.
my soul.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can
I
help
see
me
that
go
we
there?
We can do that for you.
Amazing. I am at your disposal.
Cool. Let's do it.
This is literally also the color of my wardrobe. It's all black and earth tones.
So yeah, this is all the down deeper stuff there. It's all quite murky. This is all the principal costume from season 1. So this is the Bernard's jacket there and Walker's waistcoat and all those kind of things. Yeah, yeah. So this is a really beautiful thing.
Oh. I love her. I feel so like
Yeah.
I know her.
Oh, excuse the mess.
So, I mean, we could start off with, we could do like the boiler suit rolled down with the kind of Henley, buttoned Henley, and
love
then
that.
a jacket and some heavy boots and a tool belt.
That sounds great.
Does that sound okay?
That sounds perfect.
And the gilet is a word that we use all the time. It's something that's become quite useful because it's an additional layer without being too warm and sort of, you know, so instead of a jacket, you can have a sleeveless thing, and it's quite good to get sort of some extra texture and so on into the costume.
A gilet is sort of a vest?
A vest.
Yeah, okay. I could totally wear this all day long.
You're ready to go into battle.
I am so ready to fight for the independence of my silo. Dude, this is amazing. I love the Tinker Toys. Sally, thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure.
Thanks to Apple TV Plus for having us on set. Silo Season 2 is now streaming on Apple TV Plus.